No matter how talented, intelligent, or famous you may be, addiction spares no one. It can destroy your life, dragging you from the heights of glory down to the depths of failure, and in some cases, it can lead to death and an eternal end. The stories we're about to share are not just words or statistics, they are the lives of people who once shone brightly in the world of success, only to become victims of addictions that devastated everything around them. From Hollywood to the world of music, and from the highest peaks to the deepest valleys, we will take you on a journey into the struggles of 17 famous personalities, shocking stories that you might find hard to believe actually happened. Could they have stopped? Was there anyone there to support them? And how did their lives transform from greatness to complete ruin? Get ready to uncover the truth, because behind every shining name lies a story that has yet to be fully told. 1. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was one of Hollywood's most iconic figures, remembered for her glamorous one-image and magnetic screen presence. However, behind the scenes, she faced immense pressure in the demanding world of Hollywood, constantly under the spotlight and facing high expectations from the public and media. To cope with the stress and anxiety that came with fame, Marilyn turned to prescription medications, including sleeping pills and sedatives, which were commonly prescribed at the time to help stars manage their hectic schedules and public demands. As her dependence on these medications grew, so did their impact on her life. She often found herself in a cycle of needing pills to wake up and perform, then taking other pills to help her sleep. This reliance significantly affected her professional life. There were numerous instances where she struggled to show up on time for filming or delivered inconsistent performances due to her medicated state. Her behavior led to tensions with directors and co-stars, jeopardizing her roles in major film projects. Marilyn's addiction also had a profound impact on her personal relationships. Her marriages, including those to Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller, were strained by her emotional instability and reliance on medications. Financially, her addiction drained her bank account due to the cost of prescriptions and impacted her earning potential as her reliability decreased. Fewer studios were willing to take the risk of casting her in big roles. The ultimate tragedy of Marilyn Monroe's life was her premature death at the age of 36, officially ruled as an overdose of barbiturates. Despite being a symbol of beauty and success, her life ended in a devastating manner, highlighting the dark side of fame and the destructive power of addiction. Her story remains a poignant reminder of the pressures faced by celebrities and the consequences of substance abuse. 2. Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain was one of the most iconic figures in 90s alternative and grunge music as he led Nirvana to the heights of fame with tracks like Smells Like Teen Spirit and Come As You Are. His music spoke volumes about the struggles of a young generation, delving into topics like alienation, anger, and existential doubt. Despite his genius, Cobain battled severe mental health issues, including chronic depression and anxiety, which were exacerbated by his reliance on heroin. Professionally, his addiction began as a form of escapism from the pressure of fame and the pain stemming from a chronic health condition. Heroin initially provided relief but quickly turned into a full-blown addiction that deeply affected his personal relationships and professional output. As a result, his behavior became more erratic over the years, eventually leading to marital struggles with Courtney Love and missed performances with his band. The impact of his addiction was not only felt in his life but also etched into the very fabric of his art. Cobain's inner demons manifested in his lyrics and public outbursts, making him both a relatable symbol for his generation and a vulnerable narrative that many found painfully real. In 1994, Kurt Cobain took his own life at the age of 27, leaving behind a deep void in music culture and an unanswered question mark about his untapped potential. His death shocked the world and marked the loss of a gifted artist whose work resonated deeply with many people. His story remains a warning about the destructive power of addiction and mental illness, especially when those forces meet within the high-pressure environment of celebrity life. Despite the brevity of his career, Kurt Cobain left an indelible mark on the music industry and continues to inspire new generations of fans and artists alike. 3. Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix was one of the greatest guitarists in music history, known for his unmatched skills and unique style with tracks like Purple Haze and All Along the Watchtower that remain among the greatest rock songs ever created. Despite his brilliant career, behind the genius lay a struggle with heavy drug and alcohol abuse, leading a fast-paced life revolving around hallucinogens, other drugs, and alcohol, which formed part of the scene he surrounded himself with. This addiction cost him a tragic end. Hendrix passed away at the age of 27 in 1970, joining what is known as the 27 Club, a group of rock legends who died at the young age of 27. While the exact cause of his death is still uncertain, it is believed that he accidentally took too many sleeping pills, and alcohol may have been involved in his demise. His death shocked fans and fellow musicians alike, leaving a void in music culture and marking the loss of a truly masterful artist whose potential remained untapped. For Judy Garland. Judy Garland was an American cinema icon, best known for her unforgettable role in The Wizard of Oz. Despite her success and glamorous image, Garland faced a long and painful struggle with substance abuse that began during her teenage years and continued throughout her life. Her issues with drugs started when she was just a young actress under contract with MGM, where the studio system was intense and placed immense pressure on her to maintain peak performance levels while adhering to strict weight control. To help her cope with exhausting schedules and manage her energy, studio executives and doctors prescribed amphetamines to keep her awake and barbiturates to help her sleep. This cycle of uppers and downers led to a dependency that she battled for the rest of her life. These drugs not only affected her health but also caused significant physical and mental problems that worsened over time. Garland's addiction made her increasingly unreliable professionally. She would often show up late to sets or forget lines, leading to her being fired from multiple film projects. This instability had a major impact on both her career and reputation in Hollywood. Her personal life suffered as well, contributing to several failed marriages and adding further emotional turmoil. Despite these challenges, Garland's talent continued to shine through. She made several comebacks, delivering performances that reminded the world of her incredible abilities, particularly in her successful concert tours. However, no matter how triumphant these comebacks seemed, her addiction cast a shadow over her achievements. In 1969, at the age of 47, Judy Garland's life tragically ended after an accidental overdose of barbiturates. Her death shocked fans worldwide and marked the end of a life filled with extraordinary talent but profound pain. Her story remains a cautionary tale about the pressures of fame and the destructive power of addiction. Amy Winehouse 5. Amy Winehouse was a fresh voice in the music world, widely recognized for her soulful sound and the critically acclaimed album Back to Black. Despite her immense talent and rapid rise to fame, she faced a deep struggle with substance abuse that overshadowed her success. Winehouse battled addiction to alcohol and cocaine, which began affecting both her personal life and professional career. Her public battles with addiction were well documented, often making headlines as much for her struggles as for her incredible musical ability. Many of her songs, including the hit Rehab, openly addressed her personal demons and the highs and lows of her life. The pressures of sudden fame, combined with existing insecurities, led her down a destructive path. Her erratic behavior became increasingly visible, and despite numerous attempts at rehabilitation, Amy found it difficult to maintain sobriety. Tragically, Amy Winehouse's story came to an end when she passed away at the young age of 27. An official investigation revealed that her death was caused by alcohol poisoning due to excessive consumption. At the time of her passing, her blood alcohol level was dangerously high, indicating a final relapse into heavy drinking. Her untimely demise shocked fans worldwide and added her name to the infamous 27 Club, a group of legendary musicians who all died at the same age. Winehouse's legacy continues to inspire new generations of artists and listeners, but her life also serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of addiction and the intense pressures of fame. Despite her short career, she left an indelible mark on the music industry, proving that true talent can shine even in the face of immense personal challenges. Elvis Presley 6. Elvis Presley was known as the King of Rock and Roll, captivating audiences worldwide with his iconic performances and electrifying stage presence. Despite his immense success and cultural impact, Elvis's life took a tragic turn due to excessive medical prescriptions that led to drug addiction. Presley's addiction began innocently enough when he sought treatment for physical pain, particularly from injuries sustained during performances. His personal physician, Dr. George Nikopoulos, often referred to as Dr. Nick, prescribed him a wide range of medications, including opioids, sedatives, and other powerful drugs. Over time, these prescriptions spiraled out of control, leading to a severe dependency on substances like Dilaudid, Percodan, Demerol, codeine, and Quaaludes. Instead of helping, the constant flow of medication worsened his health and contributed to erratic behavior, both personally and professionally. Elvis's addiction not only affected his physical appearance but also his ability to perform at his usual high standard. He became increasingly withdrawn, struggling with weight fluctuations and declining energy levels. Friends and fans noticed the change, as the once vibrant star turned into a shadow of his former self. Despite public appearances and attempts to maintain his career, the toll of years of substance abuse became impossible to ignore. On August 16, 1977, Elvis Presley was found dead at the age of 42 in his Graceland mansion. The official cause of death was attributed to a heart attack, but the toxicology report revealed a deadly cocktail of prescription drugs in his system. This tragic end stood in stark contrast to the energetic and charismatic performer who had once defined an era. Elvis's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked medical prescriptions and the pressures of fame. While he remains a legendary figure in music history, his life highlights the devastating consequences of addiction, even for those who seemed untouchable. His legacy continues to inspire millions, but it is also tinged with sadness over what could have been if not for his struggles with substance abuse. River Phoenix 7. River Phoenix was a rising star in Hollywood, captivating audiences with his talent and charisma. Despite his promising career, he faced a dark struggle with drug addiction that ultimately led to his untimely death. His issues began during the height of his fame when he became involved with cocaine and heroin. These substances quickly consumed his life, affecting both his personal relationships and professional endeavors. By the early 1990s, Phoenix's addiction had spiraled out of control. On October 31, 1993, at just 23 years old, River Phoenix collapsed outside the Viper Room, a popular nightclub in Los Angeles, after using a dangerous combination of cocaine and heroin, known as a speedball. Despite frantic attempts to save him, he could not be revived and was pronounced dead shortly after. His death shocked the world and served as a stark reminder of the dangers of substance abuse, even for those who appeared to have it all. Behind the scenes, Phoenix had been struggling with his dependency for years, often citing the pressures of fame and the fast-paced lifestyle of Hollywood as contributing factors. Although he tried to maintain his career and public image, his addiction eventually overtook him, leaving behind a legacy of immense talent cut tragically short. Robert Downey Jr. 8. Robert Downey Jr. is one of the most famous actors of our time, celebrated for his incredible talent and iconic roles, including his portrayal of Iron Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Despite his current success, Downey Jr.'s past was marked by a long and difficult battle with drug addiction that nearly derailed his career and personal life. His struggle with substances began in the early stages of his career, with cocaine and methamphetamine becoming central to his destructive lifestyle. In 1996, Downey Jr. was arrested for possession of heroin, cocaine, and an unloaded firearm after a traffic stop. This incident marked the beginning of a series of legal troubles, including trespassing charges while under the influence, missed drug tests, and multiple stints in prison. His addiction spiraled out of control, leading to repeated arrests and custody issues. At one point, Downey Jr. admitted that his life had become a cycle of dependency, depravity, and despair. However, with the support of family, friends, and professional help, he made the decision to turn his life around. After several attempts at rehab, he finally achieved sobriety in the early 2000s. His journey to recovery was not easy, but it ultimately became a defining moment in his life, teaching him resilience and determination. Downey Jr.'s comeback story is nothing short of remarkable. He rebuilt his career, earning critical acclaim for performances in films like Chaplin, Tropic Thunder, and the Iron Man series. Today, he stands as a testament to the power of redemption and perseverance. Reflecting on his past, Downey Jr. has said that overcoming addiction was one of the hardest battles he ever faced, but it also gave him a new lease on life. In recognition of his transformation, the governor of California granted him a full pardon for his past offenses, marking a fresh start for the actor both personally and professionally. 9. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was known as the King of Pop and remains one of the most influential artists in his behind his dazzling performances and groundbreaking music, however, lay a personal struggle with addiction that ultimately led to his untimely death. His journey into substance abuse began after a severe burn injury sustained during the filming of a Pepsi commercial in 1984. To manage the intense pain from this accident, doctors prescribed opioids, which marked the starting point of his dependency on prescription medications. As years passed, Jackson's reliance on drugs worsened due to chronic pain issues and increasing stress related to his demanding career and public scrutiny. Despite entering rehab in 1993 and participating in a 12-step program, he continued to battle addiction throughout his life. Friends and family attempted interventions, but Jackson often denied the severity of his condition or refused their help. Tragically, Michael Jackson's life came to an end in 2009 at the age of 50. He suffered cardiac arrest caused by a lethal combination of sedatives and propofol, a powerful anesthetic administered by his personal doctor to treat insomnia. The doctor was later convicted of involuntary manslaughter for his role in Jackson's death. This tragic event shocked fans worldwide and served as a stark reminder of how even the brightest stars can be consumed by addiction under immense pressure. His legacy continues to inspire millions, yet it is also tinged with sadness over what could have been if not for his struggles with substance abuse. Charlie Parker. 10. Charlie Parker was a legendary figure in jazz music, renowned for his innovative saxophone playing and profound influence on the genre. Despite his immense talent and contributions to jazz, Parker struggled deeply with heroin addiction throughout his life. His dependency began after a car accident in his youth when he was prescribed morphine for pain relief. This initial exposure to opioids led to a lifelong battle with heroin, which significantly impacted both his personal life and career. On stage, Parker's performances were often transcendent, pushing the boundaries of jazz with his complex chord progressions and rhythmic techniques. However, off-stage, his addiction caused inconsistency in his work. There were many instances where he would pawn his instruments for drug money, show up late to performances, or fail to appear altogether. This erratic behavior tarnished his reputation within the music community and strained relationships with bandmates and club owners. Parker's health suffered greatly due to his addiction. He was hospitalized multiple times for drug-related issues, including ulcers and other severe conditions exacerbated by his substance use. Over time, his physical appearance changed dramatically, he aged prematurely and looked increasingly frail. Despite these challenges, Parker continued performing whenever possible, but the toll of years of abuse became too much to bear. Tragically, Charlie Parker passed away at the age of 34 in 1955 at the apartment of a friend. The official cause of death was listed as pneumonia and bleeding ulcers, but his body had been ravaged by years of drug abuse. His untimely demise marked the end of a brilliant yet tumultuous life, leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest innovators in jazz history while also serving as a cautionary tale about the destructive power of addiction. 11. Janis Joplin. Janis Joplin was a powerful voice in the world of rock and blues music, renowned for her soulful performances and unmatched ability to captivate audiences. Despite her immense talent and success, Janis struggled deeply with addiction, which ultimately led to her untimely death. Her battle with heroin and alcohol began as a way to cope with personal insecurities and the pressures of fame, but it quickly spiraled out of control. Joplin's raw and emotional style resonated with fans around the globe, earning her a place among the greatest performers of her time. Hits like "Piece of My Heart" and "Cry Baby" showcased her incredible vocal range and ability to convey deep emotion. However, behind the scenes, Janis faced significant personal challenges. She had a fragile childhood marked by feelings of loneliness and insecurity, which she attempted to mask through substance abuse. As her career took off, so did her dependency on drugs and alcohol. Heroin became her primary escape, and as her addiction worsened, it began to affect both her health and her career. Friends and fans noticed the toll it took on her physically and mentally, yet despite her struggles, Janis continued to deliver unforgettable performances that left a lasting impact on the music industry. Unfortunately, her addiction proved too strong to overcome. In 1970, at just 27 years old, Janis Joplin was found dead from a heroin overdose, shocking the world and adding her name to the infamous 27 Club, a group of legendary musicians who all passed away at the same young age. Janis Joplin's life and career remain a testament to her extraordinary talent, but her story also serves as a tragic reminder of the destructive power of addiction, especially when combined with the intense pressures of fame. Even today, her music continues to inspire new generations, while her legacy stands as a cautionary tale about the dangers of substance abuse. 12. Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious was a central figure in the punk rock movement, best known as the bassist for the legendary band Sex Pistols. Despite his short career and tumultuous life, he became an iconic symbol of rebellion and raw energy in the music world. However, beneath his fierce stage presence and rebellious image lay a deep struggle with heroin addiction that ultimately led to his untimely death. Vicious' introduction to drugs began at a young age, and as he rose to fame with the Sex Pistols, his dependency on heroin intensified. This addiction not only affected his personal life but also strained his relationships, particularly with his girlfriend Nancy Spungen. Their relationship was intense and often volatile, with both of them deeply entangled in drug use. Tragically, Nancy was found dead in their hotel room in 1978, allegedly from a heroin overdose, though Sid was initially arrested as the prime suspect. The incident left a dark mark on Vicious' life and career. In the months following Nancy's death, Sid's addiction spiraled further out of control. He struggled with legal troubles and spent time in jail before being released on bail. On February 2, 1979, just months after Nancy's passing, Sid Vicious was found dead in his apartment at the age of 21, the result of a heroin overdose. His death shocked fans and the music community, marking a tragic end to a life filled with promise and pain. Sid Vicious' story serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of addiction, especially when combined with the pressures of fame and a chaotic lifestyle. Though his time in the spotlight was brief, his influence on punk rock culture remains significant, and his life stands as a cautionary tale about the dangers of substance abuse. 13. David Bowie. David Bowie was one of the most iconic and innovative figures in music history, known for his unique style and groundbreaking contributions to the world of art and culture. Despite his immense talent and creativity, Bowie faced a dark period in the 1970s when he became deeply addicted to cocaine. This addiction not only affected his health but also impacted his personal relationships and creative process. During this time, Bowie's cocaine use spiraled out of control, and he later admitted in interviews that he could barely remember recording some of his music from that era due to the extent of his drug use. The pressures of fame and personal struggles contributed to his dependency, as he used the drug to cope with the demands of his career and the intense spotlight he lived under. His alter egos, such as Ziggy Stardust, were created during this turbulent period, reflecting both his artistic genius and inner turmoil. However, Bowie eventually realized the damage his addiction was causing and sought help to overcome it. He credited his love for music and his passion for creating art as key factors in his journey toward recovery. By finding the strength to fight for sobriety, Bowie managed to regain control of his life and career. His resilience allowed him to continue producing remarkable work, exploring new genres, and reinventing himself throughout the decades. David Bowie's ability to recover from his addiction and maintain his status as a cultural icon serves as an inspiration to many. Even after overcoming his struggles with substance abuse, he remained committed to pushing boundaries and leaving a lasting legacy. Tragically, Bowie passed away in 2016 at the age of 69 from liver cancer, but his story remains a testament to the power of determination and creativity in overcoming life's challenges. Despite his battles with addiction, he left behind an extraordinary body of work that continues to influence generations of artists and fans alike. 14. Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton is one of the greatest guitarists in history, known for his unmatched skills in iconic pieces like Layla and Tears in Heaven. Despite his musical genius, his life in the late 1970s was torn by a severe dependence on heroin and alcohol. These substances not only affected his health but also weighed down his personal relationships and professional output. Professionally, his addiction to heroin caused him to struggle with performances and reliability. His behavior became increasingly erratic, leading to strains on his friendships and family ties. Despite these difficulties, his passion for music remained undiminished, eventually serving as a catalyst for change. As a result of realizing the destructive path he had been on, Clapton made a deep commitment to sobriety. After overcoming his battle with heroin, Clapton continued to face challenges with alcoholism. It was only through persistent effort that he finally achieved long-term recovery. By the early 1980s, he was once again able to create and successfully tour, proving his talent could shine even after dark times. In recognition of his own struggles, Clapton went on to create a rehabilitation center called Crossroads Center, dedicated to helping others fight addiction. Today, Eric Clapton stands as not only a musical legend but also a symbol of hope for those who face addiction. His story is an inspiration, demonstrating how determination and support can lead to a resurrection from the destructive cycle of substance abuse. 15. Robert Mitchum. Robert Mitchum was a classic figure in film noir, renowned for his deep voice, calm demeanor, and intense on-screen presence. Despite his successful career and iconic status in Hollywood, Mitchum faced personal battles with drug use that affected his life. His most public encounter with drugs came in 1948 when he was arrested for marijuana possession, an incident that could have derailed his career given the strict moral expectations for Hollywood stars at the time. Mitchum spent a week in jail, but surprisingly, the arrest did not damage his career as much as many predicted. In fact, his bad boy image somewhat bolstered his appeal in Hollywood, where his roles often hinged on playing the rugged outsider. Unlike some of his contemporaries, Mitchum's drug use did not spiral into the kind of debilitating addiction that plagued stars like Judy Garland or Marilyn Monroe. His real struggle was with alcohol, which was a more constant presence in his life and affected him more visibly. His drinking was part of the Hollywood culture at the time, yet it sometimes led to erratic behavior on set and affected his performance during shoots. Despite this, Mitchum was known for his professionalism and his ability to deliver compelling performances often with little apparent effort. While his brush with the law over marijuana did not significantly impact his career, his drinking continued to be a part of his life. However, it never reached the level of destruction seen in the lives of other celebrities. Mitchum managed to maintain a successful acting career throughout his life, continuing to appear in films and leaving behind a legacy as one of the greatest actors of his generation. His story serves as a reminder that while substance use can lead to significant challenges, it does not always result in complete ruin, especially when balanced with talent and resilience. 16. Britney Spears. Britney Spears was the pop princess of the 1990s and early 2000s, captivating audiences with hits like Baby One More Time, Toxic, and Oops, I Did It Again. Despite her massive success and global fame, Britney faced significant personal challenges, including mental health issues and substance abuse. Her struggles became highly publicized during a tumultuous period in her life, particularly in 2006 to 2007, when her marriage to Kevin Federline ended and she began exhibiting erratic behavior that caught the attention of fans and media alike. During this time, reports emerged of Britney's battles with substance abuse, which were exacerbated by the intense pressure of fame and scrutiny from the paparazzi. There were multiple incidents that highlighted her struggle, including a highly publicized shave of her head and an alleged suicide attempt. In early 2008, Britney entered rehabilitation after reaching a breaking point, seeking help for both her mental health and addiction issues. She was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder, providing some context for her earlier behavior. With proper treatment and support, Britney gradually regained control of her life and career. After spending time in rehab and receiving therapy, she made a remarkable comeback with her 2008 album Circus, which included the hit single, Womanizer. This marked the beginning of her resurgence in the music industry, proving that she could overcome her personal demons and continue delivering chart-topping performances. Today, Britney has not only rebuilt her career but also become more comfortable in her own skin, crediting her recovery journey for helping her find balance and happiness. Her resilience and ability to rise above adversity have inspired millions around the world, showing that even after hitting rock bottom, it is possible to reclaim one's life and thrive once again. Despite the challenges she faced, Britney Spears remains an iconic figure in pop culture, known not just for her music but also for her strength and determination. 17. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore started her career as a child star, gaining fame at the age of 7 with her role in the iconic film E.T. the Extraterrestrial. However, the pressures of early stardom took a heavy toll on her personal life. By the age of 11, she was struggling with alcohol addiction, and by 12, she had turned to drugs as a way to cope with the intense scrutiny and demands of Hollywood. Her childhood was far from typical, as she was exposed to the wild party scene at a very young age, even attending notorious clubs like Studio 54 with her mother. At just 13, Drew hit rock bottom when she attempted suicide and required hospitalization. In an effort to regain control of her life, she legally emancipated herself from her parents at the age of 14, finding herself working odd jobs like cleaning bathrooms to survive, a stark contrast to her earlier life of fame. Despite these challenges, Barrymore's resilience shone through. With the support of friends like Cameron Diaz, she eventually found her path to recovery. She entered rehabilitation multiple times and worked hard to overcome her addictions, gradually rebuilding her career and personal life. Drew Barrymore's journey from a troubled child star to a successful actress, director, and producer is a testament to her strength and determination. Today, she continues to thrive both personally and professionally, leaving behind the chaos of her past and inspiring others who face similar struggles. And so, friends, we've reached the end of our journey through these powerful and astonishing stories about how addiction can destroy even the greatest names in fame and success. These stories are not just numbers or lines, they are real lessons that show us what lies behind every shining spotlight, a human struggle we don't always see. From Marilyn Monroe to Michael Jackson, from Kurt Cobain to Britney Spears, we've seen how fame and talent alone aren't enough to protect anyone from the destruction addiction can bring. On the other hand, we've also witnessed stories of recovery and resilience, like those of Eric Clapton and Drew Barrymore, who transformed themselves from victims into symbols of hope and inspiration. We hope these stories have left an impact on your minds and inspired you to remember that life is far more valuable than anything else. If you enjoyed this video and want more compelling tales uncovering the darker side of the world of celebrities, hit the subscribe button on Fame Wave and turn on notifications to get the latest episode straight to you. Thank you all for watching and following along. Don't forget to share this video with those you care about. Let's make this message reach as many people as possible. We'll meet again soon on Fame Wave with new and exciting stories. Until next time.